Hello and welcome to QED Stata 3, starting from part S25. So here we're going to rename the variables to make them more readable. And here's the name they have now, and here's the name they should have afterwards. So I hope you have tried S25. As I said, I have given you a do file which had the first part of the command, and then that was this part here. So this is the rest of the command, so I hope you tried that. But now we can just execute all of those. Go back to Stata that hopefully has, so it's renamed everything. So here you can see that the names now make a bit more sense. So per capita income, literacy, gross primary, net primary enrollment, and so on. So it's slightly better. It's S25. Okay. Now we can start to reap the benefits of having the formats in this long form, because we can use these lagged expressions. You'll meet other versions of this, but the simplest version is this, just to use brackets to refer to previous versions of the same variable. We need to make sure it's done in groups, so this by sort country code means it does this for each separate country in turn. So within each country, it should create the lagged variable. So let's just add this to the do file. It's best to try this out and see what it does, rather than just have a verbal explanation, hopefully. So put that in, select a bit and Control D. Hopefully something happens. So it's done that. To see it, you want to just browse the data. So if you have a look here, you need to get both on the screen. So here's literacy, and here's literacy in lags 20. So come down to your final value. So this is, let's find some a bit further into the data like this somewhere. Let's take part of luck. So 98.74% of this country's got literacy lags 20. And if you look at it, that's the same as the value here. So it's the value in 1998 corresponds to the value back in, that shouldn't be, that shows how bad the data quality is. in 2008, the value is 98.7424, and that's the value, same value as it was 20 years ago. You can see, imagine what's going on in this country, because they've measured the literacy, and in 2008 it happens to be the same to 4 decimal places as it was in 1998. So someone in Poland is obviously earning their money through doing very careful statistical work there. Let's have a look at another one. This is 2010 in Puerto Rico. So 2010, it was, the lagged variable was 89.6225. That means that that actually corresponds to the variable as it was 20 years ago in 1990. That's better. So this lagged variable, it tells you within each country what was the literacy 20 years ago. That's the meaning of a lag. So it's just the value 20 years previously. So that's what question 5 of the answer is there. Now S27 is do the same thing for the other education values and GDP per capita. So it creates lagged variables for all of these. So we've already done the literacy one. So do the same for the primary, secondary, female secondary and GDP, creating the lagged variables 20 years previously using this format. So if you want to pause the video and do that or try that out, I'll just show you the steps here. So to pause it a moment, I will type it into the do file editor here. Okay, so hopefully you've done that and you've come up with something like this. So these are the other ones, so I'll just execute the rest of those, and that will create the rest of the lagged variables. Yes, you've got lagged versions of everything. So all these do is they give you the value 20 years ago of all those variables. Okay, 28, as before, the next couple of commands is just it will erase the previous graphs, and it will also tell it to display the graphs separately rather than in a tabbed format. That's those two commands I've added in there. Drop all, forgets them all. That turns off the tab format, so you get separate windows. And now we're ready to do a bit of analysis with scatter graphs and correlation coefficients as before, but I'll put that in the next video, so thanks for watching.